here now. Our audios are all synced, and Western Australia off to a good start through their inside centre, Solomon, who throws it behind them, and it's good to see the sea of blue here representing schoolboy rugby in the West. I'm joined by Mitch Chapman, Super Rugby champion, who's next to me now.
You got me? Hello.
Yep, we are, Mitch. We're live, mate.
We're live, there we go.
Now, just a quick one for you. Your involvement with Rugby Australia of late. I know you're a Super Rugby winning champion, good bloke, all that sort of stuff, but you've now gone to the dark side and helping the referees.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it the dark side, mate. That's a bit much, but yeah, I am. That's a new role I've started this year with Rugby Australia and enjoyed it so far. It's been a challenge in many respects, but just trying to improve the standard of refereeing.
And we were saying on air before is that it's good to see these kids getting a chance to go on and do some great things, but also the refereeing and the officiating in this. It's pretty important in their pathway as well. And I think, especially in that last game with it being very tight, there was really no call you could question. I thought the referee did an outstanding job. And when there's no comment on them, that's when they're at their best, because they're not doing things good or bad. I think they just hover through. And the last referee I thought was very good. And I think the officiating in this tournament's actually been quite good. So
yeah, that's good feedback. Thanks, Adam. But yeah, no, you're right. When you get to the point where you're just watching the game and you forget about the referees, kind of the ideal scenario. So it's a good pathway for our referees this tournament to test them and see what's around and try and find the next referee for Super Rugby.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of other Super Rugby players here as Combined States go down this open flank through Wiley and throws it into touch. Rugby WA were strong on day one. They hung in there against Queensland too, but in their second day going down. But this is the game they want to be up for and win. And then move into, they'll be playing 7 and 8, but they want to get a win in this tournament as they take the line out and go forward through, I think that looks like Ben Weir. As they continue to move forward. And fine touch. So Rugby WA getting out of trouble there. And line out now goes to Combined States as they deliver and go forward. And now attacking the line as Combined States have the ball back now, playing in their school socks. And good carry there, but just clinched forward by the number 8, Alexander Rames. So entertaining start to this game, Mitch Chapman.
Yeah, that's right. Bit of ball for Combined States so far, but the Perth Western Force defence has held strong. So just feeling each other out at this stage, and as we set the scrum here on the 22-metre line. Obviously under schoolboy rules, under 19 rules, only can push 1.5 metres here in the scrum, so only so much work they can do, these props, as the shove comes on.
As Western Australia now looking to get out, and they get the penalty, so high tackle there, the right call there, Mitch Chapman.
Yeah, might have got him for not rolling away or high tackle, but either or, take your pick. And a pressure reliever for the WA schools. Hopefully they get a bit of field position now and see what they can do in attack.
As the ball is kicked down. Listening into the referees.
Can't avoid the ball there.
Accidental offside, the call against the Combined States. So WA feed, pretty lucky considering the ball didn't go into touch. So we get another chance with some decent field position here.
Crouch. Take 10. Robbo, take 10. Bind. Set.
As the ball is fed through. WA with the ball back on the inside as Western Australia motor forward through their back rower, Massey Barker. And they go back down this short side now through Hardy.
Tackle there, release, green.
Ball at the back now. WA met with some strong defence on Mason. Carrying the ball forward was Massey Barker, who's had a couple of carries in this early part of the game. Here come WA and finding, looks like it's Cherrington, it is. And they continue to look going through the middle here. That's a strong run by Hinkley, the Honey Badger lookalike.
Oh, I thought it was the Bachelor at one point.
Or you could call him the Bachelor, Honey Bachelor. WA now looking to build on some of this momentum coming through as Hecky, the hooker, goes through. Good defence by Combined States. Looks like they've countered that ball, but it is there for them, and they do have it, and they box kick it out of there. Ball goes long and taken. Held up there, can't find his knees. He does now. Looks like that ball is presented well to the West and taken forward now by Mason. Ball to the back is Stafford, who feeds it off to Wentholt. Stafford again. WA looking pretty good here in attack. They're just not going forward, but Combined States are making some good play of their defences. It's a good carry now to Hardy, who gets over the advantage line. Pick and go from Massey Barker, who's had a few touches in this opening 7 minutes. Here is WA. Now taking it to the line is Mason. Penalty advantage, none taken.
Number 8.
He's got Alexander Rahm for offside there. Combined States number 8.
Yeah, well, as a player, Mitch, and I know you're
Number 8 was offside at the pillar.
helping guide some of the referees now. Do you think the advantage is sometimes too long?
Yeah, there's a lot of inconsistencies, I'd say, around the advantage, probably with many referees at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see a quicker advantage, so teams, the onus is on them to use it quicker and chance their arm a little bit. I think that's why the advantage law's there. So personally, I'd like to see it a little bit quicker.
Knock on, no, it was ripped out by Green, that's why it's not offside.
There you go, a knock on by WA just due to the pure force of Combined States in their defence. What other innovations are they looking at? Do they trial things in schoolboy level, or is it more around the operational side of refereeing, or is it the...
Yeah, there's a few law variations at under 19 level, mainly around the scrum, just for safety, so the locks can't crouch behind. And then just depowering a little bit with how far you can push, just to 1.5 metres. So that's the main one at under 19 level. It's a good run down the sideline there by Rame.
They've done well now, Combined States, with the ball. And they make the carry there and continue to motor forward as the Western Australians looking to hang on here in defence, and they do, and they send it out now, Combined States. And because though they're going to make some pay and some damage down this open side through Thomas Gore. Thomas Gore looks like he might find the line. No, pulled just short, about a metre out now. And Murray goes down that short side, tackled well by WA, who have all done very well to get back here. It was a good run down that sideline by Gore. One out runs too. I think that's Ben Robson, who's taken back, and they look to now go wide and very wide. Here's Gore again. Gore looks like he can score. No, he's thrown it forward. So they've done everything but score in that one, Combined States. Gore did a lot of damage down that open side, then found his way back into this far side of the field, and all he had to do was draw and pass, but unfortunately, or fortunately for Rugby WA, it just didn't connect and went forward.
Yeah, Trigon begging there for Combined State. Scored a couple of good touches. He just needed to draw the man there. He just held on too long and tried to do it all himself, unfortunately for them. But interesting to see how WA exit here under a bit of pressure.
Combined State with all the pressure on these emerging states that are Victoria and WA. A little bit handled in the scrum, but Combined States just picking and going off the side here. A little shift and tip ball on, making a little bit of meters, and they seeing the pay of just trying to draw some WA defenders in, but now they look to shift it wide, and they do through McSmith, and McSmith gets it over the back, and they go now to, I think that is Walters, and it is. So try time Combined States, it is Walters from Waverley College who has scored the opening try in this one. 5 points to Combined States over Western Australia. I thought Gore might have crossed there, but it was Walters who got the ball. And a bit of footwork, nice fend, finds the corner, 5 points.
Yeah, very strong, Walters. Good left fend. He's looked good so far in midfield for Combined States. Very quick to slip in the Waverley College there, Adam, I noticed. Produced a number of pretty good players over the years.
I'm
Waverley College.
Looking at the socks of these teams and the team sheets, and Combined States wearing the socks of their school. And you're right, there is some great players coming through Waverley College who are doing quite well this year in the CIS. I think it's between them and Barker who will take it out. But I do like this concept of Combined States. I think there's also something of it, maybe, from an NRC point of view, of actually bringing some states and players together in these emerging states like South Australia, and players that just you want to trial and see how they go, or just miss the mark in some squads. And I think it works in a schoolboys system, and maybe it can work elsewhere. And that's a great kick by Combined States. So 7-0 now from the sideline. Nice jab there. Yeah, Western Australia need to claw their way back in this one, Mitch. But
good kick from the sideline from Walters, converted his own try. Not sure if he's the kicker or they're just kicking when you score, but he looks like a pretty good kicker to me.
Restart by WA has gone out on the full, only just. So a good kick there by Western Australia. I think centimetres just going over. So they've gone back to the centre field scrum. Perfect attacking opportunity for Combined States, who lead this one 7-0. Mitch, I'll put you on the spot with the lifting. Do you think it's a difficult one for referees now to officiate with the precedent of Israel Folau, but there's been this question around, should lifting in general play be banned or be allowed? But
yeah, put me on the spot. Yeah, in my personal opinion with the lifting is that single lift's a really dangerous one. I mean, you've seen over the years the beast from the Sharks there holding a single guy by himself with tremendous strength, but it doesn't take much for him to get bumped at that height for something to happen. As a turnover here for WA.
They look to go and share the spoils as they throw it back on the inside, and WA looking to score, and they do through their winger. What a try to WA. It's Ricky Wiley who scores for the West, and it was a good turnover, good piece of play. Went down the short side and great support play. Combined States just were one out. They got the pilfer and turned over. It's just popped out here, and that's where they did most of their damage. And a good, strong run down the short side by Tossa Power, and it was left to Ricky Wiley to finish things off. Rugby WA with the try, and they're back in it now, Mitch.
Yeah, that was great work there from Hinkley. The Honey Batchelor, as we pointed out earlier, to get that turnover. He was on the ball very quickly, sniffed an opportunity, and the try came from there. So well done to the young number 7 from WA.
Now it's up to Lachlan Hardy to ag the extras. On a beautiful morning here at St. Ignatius College, Riverview.
Got camera work there, right in behind.
And he strikes it well, and thinking it might come back, but it didn't. So Combined States up by 2 with 15 minutes gone. So quarter of this match being played, and it's a tight one, Mitch.
Yeah, pretty evenly matched at this stage.
But I do agree the single lift is a difficult one to have some consistency of throwing them up, but maybe that could be something that the referees and World Rugby will look at as just the single lift being ruled out in the double lift, because I do think lifting in general play is part of rugby, and we need to keep it there as Western Australia go one out through their big towering lock. Sinclair, I think that is. Tackle there, high, referee straight on the spot, makes the right call. No need to go to his pocket, but no, and no advantage either. Just blow it up, let's get going. So Rugby WA, good opportunity to get them out of their half.
Yeah, zero tolerance now on the tackles above the shoulders, so particularly at the schoolboy level, need to protect their head. Well picked up there by the referee.
And WA send it long. So a line out now to Western Australia through Ben Weir, who finds Combined States. Difficult throw for the hooker. 2 pods being up, but they take it forward. Ball's there. Players coming in from the side, but Combined States very deep in that one. First 5 was Pollock, who was a good 15 metres back, half back. Murray gets it out, so again, Combined States very deep behind the advantage line. Hinkley all over that ball in there. Combined States now coming down this open flank, and marching forward is Aaron Prosser. Again, very deep Combined States. Good carry there by Saunders, who finds some metres after running onto the ball. Here's Combined States. Whiteman. And box kick now by Murray is a good one. Does it stay in the field of play? No, which it did. Would have been a good result for Combined States, but now the pressure back on Rugby WA line-out.
Yeah, good piece of play there from young Murray. Great little kick for territory, and put the pressure on WA to get out of their zone now. See how their line-out stacks up.
Here is a good throw by Weir, and it's taken well and dished back down. Looks like that's a maul, but they find the deck. A lot of players in the pot, and no cover for the 5'8" to get the ball out, and a sweet kick. So they've found themselves in a spot of bother with that boggle ball off the line out, and Combined States with an opportunity to extend their lead as they're making some changes. In comes the number 8, Alexander Rame, and the ball is to the back and thrown over. So a turnover to WA, and then a knock on to WA as Combined States motor forward through Pollock. Pollock feeds in now to Murray. Murray, long ball there, bounce pass, knock on. So bit of a shamble here the last couple of minutes, Mitch, but both teams are very desperate to run the ball from anywhere, which I think is good.
Yeah, definitely attacking mindset out there. It's just number of errors are costing both teams at critical points currently. Would like to see that one go through the hands there from the big number 8. Like to throw the big cutout, but we get another opportunity. They did have advantage.
So it's now up to Combined States to capitalise on this. Ball fed in through Murray. Good scrum to States as they now start a beautiful set-piece try. First phase, and we're Bit of vision there has just blocked us to see whether or not that was a try, but it looks like it's some desperate defence by WA has tackled them off in the corner, but it'll be a line out to Western Australia, who are under a bit of pressure here, Mitch.
There they are. Tower just got in the way there. Couldn't quite see what happened in the corner, but great steal there by Combined States. But
it is a knock-on advantage, so WA out of trouble here and pick and go through that man there, Hinkley, but they're going to go back for the original knock. Set piece is a bit of a worry for WA, so they're hanging in there at the moment. 10 minutes of play in this opening half. Second game here on day 3, but you look at this replay here, yeah, nowhere near it. Referee on the spot, getting down there nice and low. I don't know if you could do that.
Great position there from the AR.
Mate, the assistant referee, I think I'd need a groin replacement if I was doing that, or a hamstring.
Might
but
not get back up.
I wouldn't get back up, that's right.
All the pressure on WA here. Have another set piece to exit.
Big strong scrum to States. States get the turnover. They come out through Murray. Murray to the try scorers, flicked it over the top. Should be try time here now to States, but a great tackle by Ricky Wiley. Just chopped him around the legs. Here's another carry from States and full rights to the ball there. No, saying it was a ruck. No, it was a turnover. They're playing advantage here. What do they do now?
13, blue offside. Back on.
Good comms from the ref.
Scrum.
They're going to take the scrum, which I think is probably the right call the way it's going, but 3 points on offer there would have been a handy lead for them looking at half time, but they're backing their attack.
Sure are. 5 metre scrum, obviously their scrum's been dominant, but under 19 rules they can't go for a push over here, so just looking up to set a nice attacking platform, the centre field scrum.
As States get it now wide and all too easy, but a great cover tackle there by Wiley. Looks like that ball's gone back, but now WA get the ball and get running straight away, so they need to get out of their D zone. Good tackle there by States, but the referee's playing some advantage. Looks like it was offside at the ruck. So although we're complimenting Combined States on their efforts, the defence from WA has been superb, and I just have to make a correction. It was Marcy Barker that scored a try, that 24, not 14. And Ricky Wiley, of course, had a role in it, but Marcy Barker's featured a lot in the attack for WA. I'm hoping he can see more ball because he's a good player, but they've made some changes here, and it's a big change, and I'm saying big changes. It's a big human in Titana, the 28, who enters the game now, and they need to get their line out sorted, and they still struggle to get there. They're throwing right in the teeth of it as Murray goes down the short side. Looks like he's held his feet and got the ball back in with a sky hook. A great play there by the Combined States halfback, who finds Saunders, and Saunders lays it back. Combined States looking dangerous now. Here's Murray. Murray shifts it, and now out wide to States, who finds this man here, Hutchins Walters. Release is called by the ref. Ball comes out. Here's Murray. Good, strong leg drive here by, I think that's Johnson Holmes, who's found an extra couple of metres there. So the momentum's starting to really build against WA as Combined States go forward. They've got the numbers on the outside. Can they get it there? They've gone over the top. Hands could have done it, but tackled short is Nick Smith. Pick and go, and here is States as they find their one-out runners, and it's a try to Ben Robson, who stretches out, slams it down. Referee having a chat first. Let's listen in for. Not blowing the ref, or
Just give me 10 seconds, thanks.
we're going to cross here, but we'll have a listen to the referees to see what is the problem.
Technical problem here.
Look, I didn't see your hand on the ball on the bottom on that one. That's why we played through that one, yeah.
A good try from Robson. It was a strong charge from 10 metres out. That's what they needed, Combined States. They were doing a lot of side to side, a lot of cut-out passes, but
He did well, you're right, Robson. Looks like the referee's got some technical issues, but it is a try to Robson, who slams it down. He had a bit of work to do, Mitch, but it was always going to happen. The momentum of the States has really, really started to build, and now they can extend their lead through the boot of Hutchinson-Walters.
I've been impressed with young Robson. A couple of his carries have been really strong. Bit of footwork, bit of a swerve.
As you hear the rubber hitting the tin, as he gets it from the sideline but misses it from in front, which is just footy these days. So Combined States lead this one 12 points to 5. 5 minutes to play till half time. And Rugby WA looking to get some points before the half. Haven't really had any territory in this one. Ball goes long, taken well by States. Good chase there by Western Australia, but they've had numbers on the outside and they get running now, Combined States. And nice little ball there from Westbury. Almost Ben O'Donnell lookalike from the Australian Sevens team is Westbury. Ball to the back, here's Murray. Murray shifts it to centre field as States again very deep, but doing some damage here at St Ignatius College. Good defence too by WA. Nice flick out the back. And this is what props shouldn't be doing, is running in the open. That's Saunders. He's had a good couple of carries, Saunders, in the first half. Here's Murray digging it out. And going back to this centre field play is the reserve prop forward Moran. And nice little chip in there from the half, but obviously knew there was some advantage and went for the ball. What do you do now here, Mitch? Do you take the scrum or look for the line out or even look for a three?
Yeah, I'd be putting it in the corner and trying to utilise their maul. We haven't seen their maul yet today, Combined States, so could be the option they'll go for.
Skipper, what are we doing? Line out, okay.
A lot of field position so far this half for Combined States, and like you said, Adam, WA have done well to hold them out. Get the feeling that there could be some more points here.
And so do they by pumping it into the corner. Low throw, but line out is won by States. Being disrupted by WA getting through and spoiling it, so the driving maul has collapsed. Ball's available. Murray throwing it over the top, looking for his outside backs. That's Mick Smith with the ball now, but it looks as though he may have dropped it, and he has. So good defence by WA. They hung in there.
Yeah, they are hanging in there, WA. A few errors from Combined States are helping the cause, but when Combined States get their forward runners running hard through the midfield, they're looking really good. Just side to side where they're coming unstuck.
Hold it, Maui. Hold it, Dante. Come on. Second row in. You better push. Crouch. Binds. Sets. Just not stable. Just hold on the set, gents. Both sides. Make sure you get a good hit. Hold that weight. Hold that weight.
Just having a listen into the referee and how he's managing this scrum. He's done well today. And Tiatana on this tight head side for WA. And a good scrum by Combined States, but the ball is out for WA. And WA, don't worry about kicking it out, they're going to have a crack. And good little play there by Sherrington to release it. And Stafford's on at halfback. Ball's turned over, so just a minute to play now in this one, and Combined States looking to extend their lead. And they go deep, and they go wide, and that's through Smith. Sorry, pardon me, that's Mick Smith. And States now finding the open side flank. It's Malloy, who's isolated somewhat. And now the referee's going to have a chat to Western Australia. Let's have a listen in here.
Okay. So, just in the last 5 minutes, we're just getting a couple of silly penalties here for not rolling an offside and now for playing the ball on the ground. It needs to be fixed up in this area, okay? So pass that message on.
Is that for both sides?
No, just for you at the moment.
Classic question from the captain. Is that from both
Skipper,
sides?
pass that message on, please.
Good officiating there. Marcy Barker, the 24 try scorer and captain.
Okay. Someone.
So they will have to play the line out here. They're backing themselves to score. Combined States. And ball to the back, one well. Combined States now with it as they look to go wide. And that may have been a knock on, or has he called it? Yeah, he has. So some opportunities for Combined States, just not going through with it. As we call halftime here, Adam Fry, Mitch Chapman for the Australian Schoolboys Championships. Combined States leading this one by 7 points over Western Australia. 12-5. We'll take a very, very quick break and see you back here for the second half. here for the second half of Rugby.com.au's live coverage of the Australian Schoolboys Championship as WA looking for their first win here at St Ignatius College. I'm Adam Fry, joined by Mitch Chapman. Combined States 12 leading them, Rugby WA 5, but an early try to Western Australia straight off the bat. It's Walker Smith. So, Mitch, good start for WA in this one. They're desperate for a win. They've not won here for some time, and a very, very opportunistic try to the outside centre for Western Australia.
Yeah, great start against the run of play. Obviously, the back end of the first half, Combined States dominated field position and territory, and looked like they were on an attacking raid here, but plucked out of the air nicely there by Walker Smith. And they're right back in it now, WA.
They certainly are. So you would think that this goal will go over. And Western Australia trailing this one by 2 points. Earlier game, the ACT just getting over Victoria in what was an incredible game of footy. And kick is successful. So 12 all now. 2 minutes into this second half. He's kicked that ball about 60 metres. Good strike.
Great strike.
Combined States now with the restart. Beautiful little chip there. One out carry. So it's a knock on either way, but the referee is playing some advantage, which is good officiating by the ref as WA dig it out, go forward. Here's the Lachlan Harris it is. Lachlan Hardy, sorry. Here, big unit, Tiatana. Pick and go, WA, good meters. That's Stafford. A little bit isolated, but good pilfer there by Combined States. That's Connemolly. And now they go straight into attack through Harry Whiteman. Looking very dangerous. He's been good today. The 22, Hutchinson Watters. Murray digging it out and finding centre field. Good, strong carry there, but great tackle by Max Wood. Just chopped him in half. Here come Combined States, racing up out of the line from the outside. Pilfer's there, but cleaned up well. A lot of bodies in this ruck. And it's turned over well to WA. Are they going to run or run? No, they're going to go and chance their arm as they take it through in the defence by Lachlan Hardy. They've got the numbers here if they can get it out, and they don't. And good, strong carry here too by WA. And it's the try scorer that's Marcy Barker, but he's knocked it forward. He looks impressive, this kid, Marcy Barker. Been good today. Could almost play him in the outside backs or in the back row. But they're going to play that advantage and go back to the knock-on from Marcy Barker. But
Knock on, Blue.
good start to this second half.
Yeah, they've come out with a bit of renewed vigour, the Western Australian boys. Great run there by Marcy Barker. He's a skillful back rower. All the skills. It's a shame he couldn't link up there with his winger, but certainly come out swinging the second half, WA. Combined States had the superiority in the first half at set piece time, so we'll see how we go in the scrum here.
Catch! Bind! Set!
Good, strong scrum there, just listening into some of the sounds and the acoustics. So, Combined States now on this open side. Long ball place and difficult ball to pick up, but picked up well by Connor Malloy, who makes a good run, who feeds it off to, that's that man Jackson Stewart. Difficult to see some of these numbers that have fallen off the States jersey, but ball back on the inside, looked very flat.
Very flat.
And crosses on now at halfback, but ball just travelled forward slightly there. As Combined States look on, and I've had the best start, Combined States, but see the WA kids get this one. They've had a tough day in day one coming up against Queensland, but they've both WA and Victoria have improved throughout the tournament, so
they did a lot of defending in the first half, WA, so it'd be good to see them with a bit of ball in hand. They've looked pretty good in this second half so far with the ball in hand as Hardy plugs the ball downfield.
And a good kick too by Combined States. Looking to get out of this end of the field. 12 all. The second game here on day 3. Good tackle by WA, looking for the pilfer. Going back down the short side is Combined States, who have lost the ball. Referee's called advantage.
Double knock on by the look of it there, but WA are definitely putting some pressure on Combined States, forcing some errors in their own end, and looking forward to hopefully a bit of ball retention here from WA. They've kicked it away on a number of occasions, so you see their backs with a bit of ball in hand.
Just give me a second.
Balls come in. WA under a bit of pressure there, but they've got the ball out. And very deep and just a little bit flat on that line from WA. It's a lot of drop ball in this one, where the game previously it was a pretty free-flowing game. Just can't get past 2 phases here, but it could be the combination of Combined States or their willingness just to chance their arm and trial that pass off first and second phase. But another scrum, and the Combined States scrum is dominating this one.
Yeah, it sure is very strong for Combined States. Their front row, Saunders, Fanua and Zistria.
Set.
Ball's gone into the back. And now States go down this short side, and a bit of speed out there through their winger Ben Bryden, who goes back, halfback being tackled. Maybe that ball was out. So he picked up and ran, and good defence by WA.
It's a very stop-start so far in the second half. Both teams making a number of unforced errors. So get the feeling at this point that whatever team can get their hands on the ball and hold on to it, it'll determine this game.
Seconds in. Crouch. Bind. Ready. Set. Ready now. Hold push.
You hear the referee called hold push. Away they go.
Away they go now. WA down this open side and looking very dangerous now. They've got a sniff now. WA short side's open and going down there, but closed off, and good defence there by Combined States, who look to get things going early. It's a bit of fool's gold, isn't it, that short side? Unless you've got some real speed. The pick and go down the short side, it's just too easy to defend. A couple of substitutions for WAC's 16 onto the field. That's the Tafu. State set piece looking very good in this second game as they dish down and send out wide through Jude Gibbs, and it goes out to the winger now, which is Westbury.
Give that number, please.
Bit of advantage there, but he's going to go straight to it. And we might see a bit of a break. Yellow card straight away. And he knows it too, so good refereeing there.
As we talked about earlier, zero tolerance on the high tackles, and there's enough force in that one to warrant a yellow card. So a little bit sloppy there from WA, and it could be costly, even though they don't put the ball in the touch.
So it pretty much sums up this game, Mitch, where you've got stop-start, had the opportunity to really bang it in and drill it there, and then they've now find themselves back in their side of the half. 20 minutes to go, 12 all, WA v Combined States.
Yeah, Walker Smith in the bin for WA. So what impact will that have as we go into the second half here?
And here comes the try scorer. Got some go about him, Marcy Barker. WA with the ball, deep in attack as Solomon goes through. They were deep, but Combined States were offside, so playing some advantage. Do they go for the points? Looking to build the energy here. Marcy Barker gets the ball and just says, hey, let's settle things down and look for the corner.
Yeah, I think important that game management when you've got a man in the bin too for WA. It's important they slow the game down as much as they can while they are down to 14. But they do have an opportunity here to put it down in the corner and maybe come home with some points.
Here, Western Australia trying to find their first win of the carnival.
The difference between those ones and that one there is the swinging arms coming out of the top with force. The three that are against you were just high tackles that have slipped up, okay? There was a difference between them. Yes, that's why there was yellow there.
Enjoying the access to the match through the referee's mic. Marcy Barker goes into the line out. The WA back rower still struggling at set piece, WA, but certainly showing some fight. They're going to play the first knock on, and it was from Combined States. So a lucky break there for WA.
Yeah, it sure was. And as you alluded to, they've struggled at set piece, both scrum and line out. It's been a little bit of a lottery for them, a couple of tight heads in the scrum. So Combined States are going to sniff an opportunity for a turnover here. You'd think it's scrum time and go after this scrum. So WA be looking to hook the ball and get it out. Channel 1.
Binds. Sets. Come on, gents. We've had good outcomes in the first half. Just need to settle the weight on your side for now, okay? Can we watch the angle, please? Yeah, angles. Just settle the weight. Yeah.
I love the front rowers. They deflected onto the other front rowers.
It's never the front rower's fault.
Sit.
Here's an opportunity for WA. Yeah, really slow game this one, but there's plenty to play for because a win here to WA might see them play off in that 5th, 6th spot. It gives them a little bit of hope, but States are standing in their way at the moment. Ball in, just on 7 metres out, comes out to the side, and it's a fair call there too from the referee. And spinning that scrum where the set piece has been a real struggle for them here. It's actually great to see WA hanging in there, 12 all against Combined States. They've had no luck at set piece.
Yeah, under a lot of pressure they were at that scrum, and Tighthead was penalised for folding in under pressure. There's a few changes get made here for Combined States.
Ball to the back, good set piece. Now finds the middle of the field, and they're going to go wide now through outside centre, and that's, I think it's Nick Smith who finds now the winger, Ben Bryden, back to Mick Smith. So good interchange of rugby here. Fed out now to Gibbs. Gibbs now slipping through, throws the ball out the back and cleaned up by Rugby WA. So again, that's only their second phase and turned it over. Rugby WA looking to get that ball out, and the bounce pass to the fullback, Barrett, who puts in a beautiful kick, but just not going into touch. A lucky bounce for Combined States. They've got the ball. They go down the short side. And that's Westbury who throws it back on the inside and tackled into touch. Western Australia hanging on in this second game of the Australian Schools Champs.
Yeah, they got out of that WA. Great break down the left-hand side by Max Smith and Bryden, but just ball security a real issue for both teams today. We see if WA can win their own ball, and they've done it.
Now what they can do with it is actually getting it out, and probably not a bad option there is just to bang it down the middle of the field and get out of their danger zone. But Combined States now on the attack, a loose pass. And picked up well by Westbury, who erupts off a few tacklers. Again, first phase turnover, Rugby WA. Trying to reap the spoils of it. Western Australian Schools. Can they upset Combined States in this one? Just on 25 minutes of play to go. Sorry, 15 minutes of play to go. Ball is held up. States get the ball, so turnover Combined States. 12-all. Building pressure in this one was the hooker Weir that took it into contact. Just couldn't come away with it, so.
He just got caught a bit high there, Weir. Fortunately, his forwards couldn't drive him through the tackle and got held up. Once again, ball security's been an issue, and we'll see if Combined States can hold on to it now. They've got a bit of territory, and they're a man up with WA having Walker Smith in the bin.
Should be back on any time soon, Walker Smith. So they're one down, and Combined States have the ball. And a good run, it's a good solid run too by Gibbs, who gets through over the advantage like quick ball. Combined States now through Molly, who goes hard at the line. They're just about 7 metres out now, Combined States. Pick and go through the middle. Again, an extra couple of metres, and Commando rolling to the front. Pick and go down that short side. Are they going to get there? Held up. Great defence by WA. Real spirit by this Western Australian schoolboys team, but it's just too much for them as Combined States crash over for their third try in this one. It's one of those players with no number. We'll get you a try scorer in a minute, but solid run there by Combined States to get that one, Mitch Chapman.
Yeah, great run there by Gibbs from the set piece, and then followed up with a good strong charge by Connor Malloy. Got them close to the line, and then a couple of pick and drives, and just some direct running, which is what they've lacked. They've done a lot of side to side. The try scorer, whose number we can't quite come up with there, he really attacked the line and ran hard, and over he got.
Yeah, it's been now announced the try scorer is Jaden Lynch, the reserve prop, number 18. So well done to Jaden. His first try of the tournament. WA, we said before, were showing great spirit, some great fight, and just couldn't handle the pressure. And it doesn't help when there's big nuggety player like Jaden Lynch barreling towards the line. So can they extend the lead?
Alstonville High School, Jaden Lynch has just been announced up there in Lismore, Byron Bay.
And that kick looks as though it's on target but short. So no change to the score. WA 12, Combined States 17. So still within a try with just on 11 minutes to go. Combined States leading this one. Can WA get back in it? And taken well, and a good contest in the air. Single man jumping for the ball. Here come Combined States. And there's that man again, Lynch, who's taken off a few plays. Looks good, the try scorer. Carries well, but unfortunately trying his best there to sling it off, but he's coming in this game, he's had a direct impact.
A couple of strong carries, Lynch, so see how he goes at scrum time here. Definitely likes the ball in hand.
Set. Steady.
Good scrum by States. Ball's back to Western Australia. They go forward now with a full complement of a team, and good lines there too from WA. That's Solomon who gets it out to some one-out runners. Digging in is Stafford, the half. Good carry, WA, but a good tackle by the 7. Wavelian in the form of Connor Malloy. He just absolutely snapped him in half. Watch this hit. Boom. And there's the turnover. So
He's a big boy, Joshua Plain. That's how you tackle the big guys around the legs.
looks like he's done some damage to that shoulder. Maybe it's a bit of a stinger. Maybe he just needs to decrease the lactic acid in his legs and fill the lungs up. And he'll be straight back in it, but it was a good tackle there.
23 guys being sub 3.
Yeah, good low tackle. Medical term for a sore shoulder, stinger. He's going to stay on the field.
A couple of changes now, so just on 9 minutes of play, can WA get their first win of the carnival? They're hanging on in this one, but still a chance. Combined States starting to
Bind.
really show their force.
Set. Steady.
Ball's in, good scrum States. Here's Crosser, it's penalty two.
Contest blue.
Combined States just staying out of that contest, so they're doing themselves no favours at this scrum
Not driving straight.
and set piece. As Marcy Barker
Number 3 not driving.
is back into the game. Combined States looking to go for the line and advancing.
Blue subs.
As we see some changes for WA. That's Wentholt, the 19, big kid, who replaces Plain, who's had a good game here this morning. Josh Plain, the towering lock. Combined States with the overthrow. It's cleaned up by WA. Marcy Barker. Gee, he's a good player, this kid. Marcy Barker carries real well.
He's got a good skill set for back row. Marcy Barker is another error from the WA side, but come back for the no advantage from the line out.
Yeah, just the simple skills, the conditions here are absolutely perfect. It's just that depth in attack. Everything seems to be passed back to the players, and sometimes you do blame the passer, but I think a little bit flat in this game.
Yeah, they're putting themselves under a little bit of pressure, skills under pressure, trying to catch at the line every time. Good to see the runners just hold their depth a little bit and make sure of the catch first.
Bind.
You see the scrum on the halfway.
Set. Steady there.
Here's WA feeding it in, a lot of pressure there, but the ball comes out. Taken well by Stafford, who's had a good game, the halfback here for WA, and motored forward by Solomon, who's also been sound. Here's Stafford. Stafford feeding Hardy, who looks for his carries, and that's good defence by Combined States. Offload there, swept up on the ball. Was there a little knock? There was. So again, second phase, not going through with it, but it's the defence of Combined States that are really disrupting WA, but they're hanging in there, Mitch. I think they're running out of options and running out of time, but I think the only thing that's going to hurt them in this one could be the clock, but down by 5 points with 6.5 minutes of play.
Yeah, they have hung in there well today, WA. Defended really strongly in the first half on their line, but they're just really struggling off their set piece to get any go forward. All the pressure's being transferred onto their back line.
Solid scrum. Just no penalties in this. Just stay strong. And States are away with it. And good flat line, but better defence there to stop Walker Smith. Here come the States. Ripped out. Looks as though the referee has called that as a strip and knocked back. On the ball, WA. So Ruckard formed. So just simple smarts there at the ruck. You need to let that one go. I think Combined States would be wise just to slow things down here, maybe even have a look at 3, but no, they take the quick tap, exactly that, and throw it a couple of metres forwards, and it dribbles along the ground, but it could be pay on for the Combined States. Here's that man again, Lynch, who's featured in the next try. Could have popped it back inside Lynch for his second, but he's still there, but turned over. Western Australia now have the ball. 6 minutes to play, taken back in. And now finding the sideline. You can just see the crowd on the side here, Mitch. Good numbers, not only on this Rugby.com.au stream, but here at St Ignatius.
Yep, the crowd's starting to swell for the afternoon. It's a beautiful day down here. There's no excuses there.
School holidays here, and schoolboy talent and future Wallabies here on display as Combined States take it forward in a very, very well structured driving line out. It looks like they've gone one out, but they've splintered somewhat. Ball at the back, and they muscle forward through, I think that's Flallery, and quick tap taken, no, advantage. He might go to the pocket. He's certainly going to have a quick chat to Marcy Barker. A couple of penalties in this part of the play.
We've just had 2 quick ones in a row. The next one will go to the bin, okay? Please pass that message on to your team.
Sure if Marcy Barker's passed that one on, but a couple of quick infringements at the breakdown. Sometimes you get in that position over the ball where you just go hold on for a little bit too long.
He's a goer, Hickley, the number 7, but if he's got his hands on the ruck with all that hair everywhere, doesn't do himself any favours with that haircut, but he's been really passionately all over the ball. He's been everywhere, this young 7 for Western Australia.
Yeah, he sure has. There's not much of him, but he throws himself around.
Here's States. I know their set piece is going to be good. It's been good all morning here. Dug out, picked up at the back by number 8, and he strides to the line, just falling short. That's Ram. Dished out, taken forward by Flathery, and is he going to get there? He falls about a metre short. Western Australians all over the ball. Halfback has a bit of a dummy, and a Jenkins scores. That's Aaron Prosser. So the pressure built. The forwards did all the hard work, and it was up to Prosser, who saw the opportunity once he threw the dummy and fell over the line, which has almost certainly given Combined States this match. Mitch Chapman.
Yeah, off the back of their strong scrum, Rahm makes a powerful charge. The line just felled 5 out. Off the back of that, the big Flaherty carried it forward, and then there's that man, Cross the reserve 9, that just sniffing a little opportunity there. They were a little bit loose around pillar, and he's under the post. For a match-winning try, one would think.
And we should be happy to add the extras here from Combined States, and they do. So 24 now plays 12. So a brave fight by Western Australia, but Combined States really just starting to come over the top now, and it's just playing for pride now, Western Australia, or can they pull off the 12-point swing? And that goal, of course, was converted by Hutchinson Walters. Combined States with the restart and gather it. Long ball place. And back on the attack. So looking for another try now through James Weatherbury, who dishes it off to Hutchinson Walters, who's been outstanding here for them. Back to centre field. Very deep. And carting forward. Another good, strong run by Malloy. Playing advantage now is Gibbs. Gibbs throws it out the back. He's tried that a couple of times today, but they're going to go back to the penalty, so no advantage for Combined States. What will they do? They've just said slow it down. The try scorer, Prosser, so good game management there from the young halfback. 2 minutes to play. Good kick there, sees Combined States now looking to extend their lead.
Set up a pretty good maul last line out. Will they do that again? Does that look about it?
Good line out, so good throw there by the young hooker. Disrupt. So going forward now. No hands in there. This could be very dangerous, but he's done what every good hooker has done in their life. Seen the line, and what is he going to be talking about it in about an hour's time with his teammates? Let's have a look at that replay. I'll leave this to you, Mitch Chapman, to commentate this one. This is superb. Maybe even we just call this in to say, give this kid a little bit of a break.
It was a very well set up maul, and the number 2, Zistria, has come around the back and lost a little bit of awareness there of field position and seen a line and gone for it.
Get there, hey-ya! Oh,
Tried to go again, and of course that's accidental offside. So
and then ran up the backside of his teammate. So a double whammy there. Western Australia playing for pride here with 30 seconds to go. Held up by Combined States on that 5-metre line that was a try line only moments ago. Running the clock down now, Western Australia. Can they get another point in this one? It's Marcy Barker. He deserves it. He's been outstanding for Western Australia. Play the knock. In the final stages of this match.
Yeah, just released the ball and tried to get up and go again. And a little knock on there from Marcy Barker, but he's been excellent today for WA. Great skill set, likes to get the ball out wide, and he's definitely one to watch in the future.
The note's just gone to the referee that we are in extra time, so I think this will be the last play of the game. I wonder if Combined States will have a crack or they'll just kick it out and look for the next round. Strong scrum from States. You can hear some of that energy coming through. They give it early. And back on the inside, that's McSmith. McSmith, he's been good at 13 today with the King socks on. Ball taking its time to come out through Murray, and it's held up. And that's full time here, game 2 of day 3, Australian Schools Championship. Western Australia brave in this one, but just couldn't come up against Combined States, who won it 24 points to 12. It was tied all the way, and it was in the balance till about 5 minutes to go, where Combined States kicked away with it. Mitch Chapman, your thoughts on the game?